It's episode 4 of Unfinished Business, a show that keeps getting better and that we haven't filmed in several months. 1 month?
Secrets.
1 month.
They don't know.
No, two.
Just
Because
kidding.
That's true. They don't know. They don't know.
No, it was like 2 months. Well, they'll probably be able to tell, maybe. If you've made it this far and you have not liked, subscribed, rung that bell, done any of the above, found us on the TikToks, the Instas, the whatever other social medias, Twitter, we're gonna make some stuff. Subscribe to those things. We're not sponsored by anyone, but we do utilize D&D Beyond and Roll20, so please, they are the best, and we'd appreciate not being sued. And if there's any legal things we need to do, slide into my DMs. I am responsive. Do we have any other things or announcements we need to say before we start?
Happy every holiday that we haven't seen you for.
Yes. Happy every holiday.
Yeah, right.
Great to see you guys. Goodbye to Dyer. Everybody, remember, if you're playing along at home, take a shot every time Dyer stands up.
Don't do that. That's not healthy.
Love you so much, Dyer. Oh, look, it's time for the theme song. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to Param, a planet created by the shape-shifting deity Param the Laughter. Yes, they named the planet after themselves because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Okay, so what do you guys remember about last game?
Hello again. So, the last time we hung out, our favorite quartet had just wrapped up Dr. Rumbletack's memory trial and were discussing whose last moments to relive next. Assuming that Rhea and Amalite's memory trials were going to involve the heaviest combat and so be best to face after a long rest, they decided instead to tackle the most traumatizing death next, Lycus. Considering she had burned to death in a farmhouse while her party, which included Amalite, watched on in horror, it was decided that a quick shopping trip to procure some fire resistance would be advisable. Since Rumbletack had already expressed a desire to get some armor to better keep up with the violent lives his companions apparently led, he and Amalite set off to find a blacksmith and Lycus stayed behind to keep Rhea company while she napped in a corner. At the blacksmith, our shopping duo were able to use some impressive manifesting to purchase the items they were sent for, and Amalite even got a new magical item, a bag of withholding, i.e. a bag of holding with attitude. After a chat with her dramatic new side piece, Amalite and Rumbletack returned to the Department of Memory, and once everyone was attuned to their shiny new items, they apprehensively stepped into Lycus' memory trial. As expected, they were greeted with a farmhouse full of smoke and flames, but unexpectedly, a giant chimera also stood on the front lawn. As Ray and Rumbletack busied themselves with the chimera, Lyca and Amalite sprang to save the family trapped inside the house. During the course of the trial, Rhea was knocked unconscious, but then raised back to 8 hit points due to a clerical error. Amalite baby Bjorned a 7-year-old, Lyca jumped out of a window, and Rumbletack got much closer to death than he had ever been before. Well, except for that one time. But eventually, the father, mother, son, and daughter were rescued from the blazing inferno, and Lyca successfully completed her memory trial, and now you're all caught up.
I see that you all made it out of the memory trial you were so worried about. Was it as emotionally harrowing as you anticipated it being?
I mean,
it could have been worse, actually.
I mean,
we
didn't die this time, so I guess that's
It's almost fun this time around.
It was almost fun. Oh, great!
Almost is the very key bit of that. Almost. It was still not fun. I didn't have a good time, but I think I liked it a lot more when I lived than if I had died. I guess that's fairly obvious.
Right.
Like I'm Scottish today. Sorry, guys.
You are technically still dead, but you survived the memory trial, right? That's kind of like what you're talking about.
I'm still dead.
Yeah. Applause.
Well, I'm gonna need to rest before we do our next one. Rhea looks pretty beat up. She took a lot of hits from the chimera.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's pretty,
Like,
pretty bloody and singed.
Yes, I also I would also like to rest. And you can see that Rumbletack is like, there's a lot of blood on him, and a lot of it is his own, and he's just kind of like vibrating, like shaking so hard that he's vibrating a little bit, and is definitely not like still anyway.
Pid is still
Where-
outside of your coat, and she's just flying around your head, very concerned, going
It's all right. I'm
and flies over to Leica and back to you.
It's all right. Are you hurt? Are you all right? Okay. Well, then perhaps back in the jacket then. Yes.
Emily tries to like
Down
hold
and
back
in.
a SWAT, but she really, really wants the SWAT.
Oh, Yasker does not approve.
Oh. Pid folds herself into her little pocket in your coat and settles in with a little and sort of powers herself down.
Our plan is to rest
Um,
though, right? I don't need to be doing any healing.
Yeah, unless you just want to. So that
Healing hands, yeah.
I'm gonna hand the doc just like a cloth from my bag. If you just want to clean up, or
Right. Sorry, I have never.
you don't have to. You seem a little shaken, and I
Sure.
thought,
Yes. No. That is very. And he like kind of like leans over a little bit and looks for a second like he's gonna puke, and then like sort of pulls himself together and is like, "That was very terrifying and also very exciting, and I have never done anything like that before. Do you all do that all the time? Or did you when you were alive? Is that why? Because it's there's definitely a rush that is involved, but also that thing was very, very I'm going to
deep
and then
breaths,
just starts
doctor.
to
Deep
like
breaths.
Can
watch
I,
himself a little.
can
Yeah.
I try to manifest a warm bath for the doctor?
A warm bath?
Yeah.
Yes, you can manifest a warm bath.
Can I just for fun, can I cast command on the doctor?
You can certainly try.
I would like to tell the doctor to breathe.
That's a good idea.
gonna
what do I have
give-
to roll?
We're gonna give that bath a DC 15.
Okay. 19.
Hey!
Oh yeah.
All right. So, right in the middle of Roscoe Dirt's lobby of the memory department, what kind of bath do you create for the doctor?
Oh, I think it's Emily hasn't been in fancy bathtubs, so it's like a probably wooden with like an iron bar circling around it, and it's just like bubbling and a little steamy. And I think Amalite is just like, you'll feel better. I promise.
All
I'm the
right.
first one to say water's the worst, but trust me. And she like picks him up and holds him over.
This is very sudden. Are
And
there like
while this is happening, Leica, you cast command on the doctor. What
Yes.
does the doctor need to do?
Breathe.
No. What does the doctor need to roll for your command?
Oh.
Tell me
so
about the spell, Leica.
wisdom saving throw.
okay?
What's the DC? Leica.
15.
There we go. We did
Oh,
it.
it doesn't matter. I don't make it. That's an 8.
An 8. Okay.
So I'm like, there's so much.
I drop him.
Doctor, the water is nearly as tall as you are. It splashes over the sides, and you're covered in just this nice, warm water. All your clothes are still on. It's like a shock to your system, but like a kind of a nice one, I guess. Roscoe Dirt is standing there like, but he doesn't say anything. So please,
You
doctor,
don't think
how
you
do you
could
respond to this
have
bath?
waited to give him a bath until we,
Like,
made it
do
to a
do you bathe with your
hotel or
clothes on?
something?
He was all bloody. I don't know. I didn't want to look at it. Amalite goes and sits down because she wants to talk to her bag.
I'm gonna attempt to manifest like some kind of curtain like around me. That would be nice.
Okay.
Could
so
I
this
manifest the doctor some soap?
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Okay.
What kind of soap are you trying to manifest?
Ooh, like a really nice, like a shea kind of like, it's cleansing, but it's not dehydrating.
Sure. We're
Okay.
gonna give that a DC 10 to give him a nice soap. Standing curtain is gonna be a DC 11.
Well, I got an 18. So
You did it.
I did it. Can I make like curtains like all the way around and also like sort of clinical and labby? Because that's sort
Yeah.
of what I go for. Great.
Mhm.
What do we add to our thing again for manifesting?
I think it's 0 right now because we haven't trained.
Yeah, you haven't trained in it. So sometimes I'll let you do intelligence. Sometimes I'll let you do wisdom. For this, I'm
Well-
gonna have you just do straight up.
No soap for you, Doc.
What'd you roll? A 4?
While all of this very like manifest stuff and like Amalite goes off to the corner, Rhea just kind of like rolls her eyes and goes off to a corner on her own and like just lays down with her feet propped up on a chair and is gonna start trying to take a short rest.
Great. All right, Amalite, you're talking to your bag.
Okay. I know I punched through a window with you. I know. Maybe I'm sorry.
You
I don't.
burnt me willingly.
No, I didn't mean for you to get burnt. I had to save someone and I knew only you were strong enough to help me.
Whoa.
Ugh.
Give
Megan,
me,
Emily hears herself gaslighting this bag and
you are
wants to throw
gaslighting
up.
this bag. This is so fucked up.
give me a what's it called? Give me a persuasion roll. Give me a persuasion roll at advantage.
All right. All right. My highest was 21.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Great.
I rolled a Gaslight, Girlkeep, Gateboss.
You did what with your what now?
Don't worry about
You mixed up so many words.
21 will do it.
Cool. Okay, for what it's worth, I really didn't mean for you to get hurt. Also, are you sentient? Do you feel? Is this something I need to be aware of? Are you injured?
Well, I feel just as much as the next bag, if not more. It would be nice if you could touch up my leather or rub a nice waterproof liquid into me from time to time.
Okay, so proper luxurious bag care.
Rub the proper things onto the bag, me the bag, and things will be good for me. That's all I'm saying.
Girl, I
I
get it.
might open and give you what you want. I don't know.
All right, I'm in. I try to manifest like a leather cleaner liquid. Cool. I got a 7.
Cool. Okay, great. So you do not manifest the proper leather working things for this bag. But she just goes, well, I'm glad that you apologized. Thank you for that, at least.
Do I need to like leave you behind the next time I go to fight something? Because it happens a lot.
You want to leave me behind?
No,
You
but I
want
don't
to
want you to
leave
get hurt. Oh my God.
Do you think I will get hurt?
Uh,
Can't you put some
probably.
kind of enchantments on me to make me more durable?
I'm a bard. I can tell you some jokes and maybe like sing a song, but
All right, well, tell me a joke. You're a bard. It's probably easy for you to joke. You've got so much to be happy about in your life. People don't threaten to just leave you behind.
technically, it's not a life. I'm dead. Also,
Oh, right.
knock knock.
Who's there?
Bag.
Bag who?
Bag.
Give me a performance check.
Both of my cats went running out of the room with
Disadvantage.
that.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a disadvantage. That was awful. Tell me what you
No, I got a one.
I mean, just you hear the joke.
I really thought something would come to me.
That's what the bag said. Hey.
You're sure you're a bard?
I don't know what I am anymore.
Oh dear.
You want to go for a walk or something? Get out of here.
I would love to go for a walk.
Let's do it. I need to move. Amalite gets up and starts walking.
Can I notice her leaving with a 15 passive perception?
Yeah, I don't think Amalite, you were being quiet about it.
Hey, are
Cool.
you leaving?
I'm gonna sit up and be like, you think you should wander off alone?
Oh, that's right. We're dead. No, I shouldn't. I'll just take laps. And she just starts walking in circles around this room.
I mean, one of us could go with you if you want to go for a walk.
I don't know. It's honestly really scary out there. There's so many.
We should. Not all of us are in the greatest shape either. I think maybe we
Oh.
should have a nap.
Well, there are.
Can I turn to Joe Dirt? Not Joe Dirt. Oh my god. Whatever.
Sorry, who do you think you're talking to?
Whatever. Roscoe. Excuse me, Mr. Dirt.
Yeah.
Is there sleep for the dead? Is there rest for the wicked?
Yes, you'll recall last time, before your last trial, you asked me, Roscoe Det, where you could sleep if you needed to sleep. Now, you tried to manifest for yourself some rest. It did not work out for you. But there are several places to stay in town. There is the In and Out run by Mara and
Oh, I
Clegg.
know that's right. Okay.
There's the Broken Tavern. It is closest to the Department of Memory, and it is run by Zephyr. She is very nice. And there is the Good Inn, run by the halfling Mitch Swiftfingers. His name may be Swiftfingers, but it is the best inn, and your items will not be swift-fingered away if you catch the meaning that I am attempting to throw.
I've caught it, sir. Thank you.
Excellent.
Could we
Also-
could we not just sleep here? Could we have like a lie down in the corner?
You would like to manifest, in addition to a full bathtub, several beds for yourselves to get a long rest in the lobby of the department.
No, I think we can go to one of the
Going to sleep
one
on
of
the
the
floor?
inns.
You want to sleep on the chairs in the lobby of the Department of Memory in front of my face.
I was just wondering if it was an option. I'm not necessarily advocating for it.
I would
I just-
prefer it if you did not do that, because it will make me
That's all.
anxious.
No. My apologies, Mr. Dirt. I just want to get the lay of the land here before I lay on the land here.
I see what you did there. That was very clever. Very clever. Yes,
Thank
if
you.
you do lay on the land, since it is so easy for some people to manifest gold and other such things, it is really discouraged to just go lazing about in the streets.
Understandable. That
There-
makes a lot of sense.
there is a sort of enforcement force that does patrol round in the cities themselves. There is less of a official force out in the wasted spaces, but it's like a sort of, I've heard it's like a renegade situation out there, because the gangs run free, and so some people have taken it upon themselves to stand up for the those people who can't stand up for themselves.
The people who are laying on the ground.
You've done it a second time. This is, oh my goodness, pens, lemon bars, jokes, and a full bathtub in the middle of my lounge. Well, lobby. It's not a lounge, it's a lobby. But yeah, you can go to one of the inns. What I'm saying is, please go to one of them.
We'll make sure to unmanifest the tub before we leave. I guarantee you.
All right.
And if we can't unmanifest it, then I'll just pick it up and carry it out.
You can't unmanifest it.
Then I will pick it up and carry it out.
Right. I can take care of it. You don't need to worry about it.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
I'll take care of the tub and the curtains.
We brought the tub in. I'll take the tub out.
You're gonna. All right.
Dear God, are we in the Midwest right now? It's like, no, I got it. No, I got it. It's fine.
Maybe more trying to hint that we don't know what to do with it.
That's fair.
Like, what are you going to do with it once you get it outside?
Yeah.
Is there like a rubbish pickup here?
Here's the thing. The people who pick up the rubbish and take it out are generally those of us in these kind of suits. So really, leaving it here for me to dispose of would be best for you. But easiest
Where
for
do
you.
you? I'm so sorry to interrupt, Roscoe.
That's
Where
all
do
right.
you take everything that has been manifested that people don't want anymore? Is there like a giant garbage tower of old unwanted manifestations?
Well, the darkness takes everything that people have decided they no longer need, but have manifested. So we have been officially ordained, if you will, to push things into the shadows, into the darkness, and then they just sort of go on their merry way. Amalite, can you make an intelligence check for me?
I got a natural 20.
Hey.
I got bad jokes all day. That means I'm smart.
Wow, you've had both the 1 and the 20.
All right. So you'll recall on your little afterworld map that down in the corner there is a large section of the world that says Casa de Darkness, but it is covered by darkness. And it is sort of the Shadowlands of Afterworld. And there's nothing else on there to indicate where shadows or darkness might be or live besides that area. So it is a pretty safe bet to assume that at least some of the stuff winds up there.
Man. Okay, that's top of my to-do list. I
What
want
was
to
that
go
place
there.
called again?
Casa de Darkness.
I want to see
Like
all
in
the trash.
Lion King.
Sorry, Casa de Darkness, like Spanish? Or...
Yes, like Spanish.
Okay.
Wait, we got Spanish here?
They call it halfling, but yeah. Just kidding. I don't know if it's halfling.
Halfling is Spanish?
You know what? Yes, halfling is Spanish. It's canon.
Personally, I feel like we should go to the Broken Tavern. I don't know. I like the name.
It is also the closest to the memory department.
Yeah,
Right, you did say
get out
that.
of
Gets
here.
us where we, yeah.
I'm all right with
Take
that
a
as well.
breather.
I
feel foolish for throwing this small man in a bathtub. I thought we were going right into the next one.
It's all right. It's all right. It happened.
I mean, we can if someone wants to.
Did you say that out loud,
a
Emily?
short to take a nap.
No, I definitely think the rest is in order. I could probably make it through another, but just to be safe and to make sure that I can help y'all, Wow, I hate when I say y'all in an accent.
Well, it's because
It
you
is
have
great.
deep speech. You have
Yeah. You know
like a
some deep
backstory.
speech. That's what you got. Yeah. As you're discussing this, Roscoe moves in his little back area, and you see on the wall next to his little open window, because his window is like a little ticket window, like you come up to it, and there weren't any doors or anything on either side. This pink shining light outlines a door, and he walks through it, and he's like, all right. And you see he is a towering dragonborn, purple dragonborn. He has no shoes, but he has these giant clawed feet, and he just across the way, and he goes, sir, if you could get out of the bath, I will be taking it and removing, if that is all right with you, if you're finished, he says to Dr. Rumbletack.
So, question. You said the tub was as big as me, right?
It's like you're standing in it. It's, you're what, 3 feet tall?
211, I think. I'm pretty
Dr.
sure.
Rumbletack's drowned.
So your head is definitely above water, but this is like a 1.5 foot large tub. I assume
Okay.
Amalite would be making something for you where you could like bathe comfortably, but also she's not necessarily used to people who are much tinier than her. So this is what I thought of as sort of the happy medium. Does that seem accurate?
Yeah. I guess my question is, has
Amalite? Yeah.
Dr.
Okay.
Rumbletack been able to make it out of the tub yet? Because I don't know the answer to that.
Do you want to give me an acrobatics check?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah,
Here we
give me an
go.
acrobatics check to see if you can get out of the tub.
17.
Yes, you make it out. There's some slipping and sliding, and it's very wet around the tub.
And we all
But
can
you
hear
managed
it
to
because
make
you know
it
that
out.
sound of like someone slipping on against the side of the tub.
He's just like sopping wet, falling out the side of the tub.
You'll hear him say, to answer your question, you'll hear him say kind of tersely, like, yes, you can come in. And like, once you like take the screen down, you see that like, he is entirely still in his clothes. He hasn't taken any of it off. And it is like really like just drenched. And Pid is flying around like trying to dry different notebooks that he has in his robe. So he's like has a like 20 different notebooks open and is like using Pid to try and like dry everything off. So and then he turns to Amalite and says, I do not appreciate being dropped into water when I have so much written text. Where do you even get your manners from, young lady?
Roscoe just slowly takes the curtain away.
Learning opportunity for me. Just because I can drop someone into a barrel of warm water doesn't mean I should. I wouldn't have appreciated it being done to me. I just wanted to help a friend who seemed to be in shock.
I think I probably was, but you are very cavalier about, I'm not used to being lifted by other people. It's not usually a thing that is done in academia. And he like goes to like straighten his jacket, but it's just like really wet. And so like when he does it, it just like squirts out water and it's like.
Ray is very clearly holding back a smile.
Leica is going to try and help. She'll pick up a tiny notebook and blow on it.
He'll turn around to you and be like, don't touch that. It is very important. Walks over and like stands on his tippy toes and grabs it from you and like puts it down and is just like muttering to himself.
Is there another way I can help, sir? I'm so sorry. I don't have any spells that have anything to do with air, or else I'd help blow them.
Oh, do I? Hang on, let me check. It's a great question.
Gutter, just straight in the gutter. Straight in the gutter over here.
He looks at you and like a little light bulb goes off in his head, and then he just like he goes like, yes, and then just like starts walking from notebook to notebook, casting mending and just doing that like a whole bunch of times.
Perfect. Great.
I had like 3 different moments looking at my spells where I was like, oh, this one, but all of mine are about like helping people.
Yeah, versus
I was
object.
like restoration. Oh, great. Oh no, none of it's for things.
No, but mending will do it. Yes.
Oh, so Roscoe, about how much does it cost to stay somewhere for a long rest? A night's
Well,
sleep?
they charge different things. I think Zephyr was charging. Zephyr likes to change it up a little bit. Sometimes she'll let you stay for a song. Sometimes she'll ask you to do some artwork if you're creatively inclined, or do a small task for her, work for your keep. And she'll give you a nice room and some good food for it. Or you can just pay her in silver. It's a couple of silver.
How does the economy work here if you could just manifest money?
Well, not everyone is good at manifesting. So in the cities themselves, it's pretty much like you can manifest money and pay for things, or the shopkeeper will say what they would like in exchange for goods, a good trading system, if you will.
Okay. So it's more of a seller's market, really.
Really, yeah, but out in the waste, it is different. In the wastes, it is really about what you can manifest for other people.
Mr.
And they
Dirk,
take it what?
you seem very keen to tell us about the wastes. Are you
Oh, I'm sorry. I just really like the wastes. I've read several books that people have written about them. I don't know if everything is true, but it's a romantical place, I think.
Oh.
Yep. So
That's, well, maybe we'll go there one day. Shall we?
all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to help Doctor.
Trying to push the tub into the.
I want to try to help the doctor put his books back in order. Say, I have never even seen this many handwritten pages of text in my life. I had no idea you had all this on your person. I'm very sorry. Also, your clothes were bloody and I wanted them to not stain. And so I just was trying to think fast, and I shouldn't think fast. I always mess up when I think fast.
Really, cold water's best for getting blood out of clothes.
Also, Amalite, I'm all bloody too, and so is Rhea. You didn't put either of us into bathtubs.
Exactly.
You weren't hyperventilating. It was his first fight. He was talking about how he loved the rush. I thought we had a problem on our hands.
He, like, if you're holding any of the books, he just walks up to you and just like grabs them and then stuffs them in his pockets.
I think just because you can pick up a small person doesn't mean you should.
Pretty sure I already said that, like
I'm just making sure you know. Dr.
We go.
Rumblepack opens one of his notebooks that is like mostly dry at this point and just like takes his little feather and like dips it into the thing of ink he has and turns to Roscoe and is like, "Sir, if you don't mind, just for my records, I would like to know where exactly we are. Like this, you mentioned we're in a city. What city?"
Oh, if you open up your little folders, you'll see this map that you all have. You are in Main City. That is where the Welcome Center is. You'll notice almost everything here is named pretty on the nose, so people can remember it. So you are in Main City. You are in the Department of Memory, where we have the memory trials for those who do not die with their ID on them. And many people live in Main City, people who are trying to work towards new life, or people who don't want to work towards new life and are just content to be dead forever and live in Afterworld.
Wonderful, thank you. And sorry about the bath.
Oh, also the train is here, which can take you to different places. I just wanted to remind you of that. I will remind you again. Don't worry.
There's a train. Does it go everywhere?
It goes to the Identity Center, Records Town, and Casa de Darkness. For everything else, you'll need to travel by foot, or you can tame your own nightmare at the Nightmare Stables. In the books I read on the waste, almost everyone has their own tamed nightmare that they ride round on. It seems very exciting.
Just out of
I remember you mentioning this. That's the creature, right? Not a like a dream.
I have heard that it is both.
Gasp!
Lovely. Just out of curiosity, are any of those books nonfiction?
He goes back behind his desk and looks through them
Oh.
really quickly. None of the ones that I have are nonfiction, but there is a library in town if you wanted to go check it out. It is the
There's a
Afterworld branch
library.
of the
Where
library.
is the library?
Well, and he
Sorry. There's a library. Where is it?
all right. If you open up your little map, and he opens it up and he like zooms in and zooms in to like sort of a street location. He goes, you just go up this road, take a right turn here, left turn. There it is, the library Afterworld branch.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much, sir. Is it open now?
Yeah, the library is open right now.
Oh,
Doctor, I think our priorities should be having you take a sleep. You're not looking great, and Rhea doesn't look great, and I don't think I look particularly great either. I think you would probably study better and learn more and take in more knowledge if you had a chance to come down from that adrenaline high you were on earlier.
I think I have had enough of people telling me what I need. Thank you very much. And he just like walks out and goes towards the library.
Maria's gonna turn to you two and be like, why don't you two go get us rooms? I'll follow the doctor and take a nap while he reads books.
Can you make him take a nap too? He's wait, hang on.
Please cast sleep on me. Please do it.
Shut up. Can I cast sleep on the doctor?
How many hold on. Do you have sleep?
I do.
Roll 5d8. That's how many hit points. Yeah, 5d8. That's how many hit points of creatures the spell will affect. It affects creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose within range. And they're affected in ascending order of their current hit points. So, Doctor, how many hit points?
Little. He probably doesn't.
I have 16 hit points.
All right. So if you roll higher than a 16, you'll put the doctor to sleep.
Cool. Cool.
For 1 minute. The doctor will be asleep for 1 minute.
Real quick. In 5e, does it affect creatures like from lowest to highest, or does she get to choose which creatures?
I'm assuming she's casting it so that only Dr. Rumbletack will be in the area of effect.
Great. Perfect.
Is that what you're trying to do?
Yes, I'm casting at him.
Well, it's a 20-foot area.
But
So out from the point.
yes, the point that he is at.
From his body outwards.
Because he's been walking a bit, right? Like surely he's 20 feet away from us by now.
So you wait until he's 20 feet away. He'll be outside of the lobby.
Can I see him?
Yeah, I'm just clarifying that you follow him out of the building and then cast sleep on him out in the street.
Yeah.
All right, roll your 5d8.
I only have 2. Can I roll them multiple times?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, not doing great so far. I got 4.
Okay.
Wait, you got 4 ones?
No, I got a 3 and a 1, and okay, so that was 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 5 is 13.
Didn't make it.
Got one more.
Everyone's gonna roll.
Oh, it's one more. That was fine.
16!
That's
16
it.
exactly?
Yes.
I'm out.
Dr. Rumbertack, as you're marching away furiously, you're going to the library. Dang it. These ladies who are strangers cannot, these young women can't tell you what to do anymore. In your head, you just are reminded of every time someone's told you something that you have to do against your will and demeaned your intelligence and thought you were crazy. And you're going to prove to them by getting to the library and getting to the bottom of this, when suddenly your eyes just, you are so tired and you sway once on your feet before falling face down into the dirt. And then
Okay, we gotta be fast.
hold on.
I hustle over and pick him up and I say, we need to go to the inn right now because he's only going to be out for about a minute and I'd love if he wakes up in a bed because then he'll go right back to sleep.
I don't think we're gonna make it to an inn and get a room in a minute.
Not with that attitude, and then I'm gonna
I just look at Emily.
And this one's on me, honestly, when you look at the big picture here. So I'm with Leica and I run after
my
her.
shoulder. Yeah, this is on Amalite. As I'm like,
Today is not going the way I
follow.
Never does.
you can't talk, you're asleep.
As you are running towards this inn, you make it about a minute down the road. It's still probably 4 minutes away, the entrance. You're running pretty fast too, but it's like a 5-minute run away. Dr. Rumbletack, you feel your body jostling, and you're in very strong arms, and you wake up against this person's chest and you look up and it's Leica, and she's holding you like a little baby as she runs with you.
But it's my comfy poncho.
You still have your poncho?
Yeah.
You're against a warm woolen poncho. Its fabric rubbing nicely against your cheek. As you open your eyes, you see a pattern of sledge dogs racing across the cover, and you look up to see beautiful feathery blonde hair, as Leica runs with you through the street, carrying you like an infant.
What happened?
Doctor, you're really tired. We're heading to an inn so you can sleep.
Give me a
All right.
persuasion check.
Not a lie, though.
Not a lie, but give me a persuasion check because, and Erin, if you can give me an insight.
Sure.
Persuasion.
Oh. 7.
I have a +7 on persuasion. So like,
Okay.
just for shits and giggles, I got a 9 +7.
Great. So this checks out. Jerry. I mean,
I'm
you passed out in the street.
I did. I've had a long day. I'm going to go back to sleep and then just like nuzzle up against the
When
cloak.
you next wake up, Doc, we'll have you in a nice comfy bed. As soon as he falls back asleep, I'm gonna stop running.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk.
All right. You guys make it to the Broken Tavern. The sign is off of one hinge, but it looks like maybe it was done on purpose, or like it broke and they were like, oh, it's like our name, so it's fine. Not bursting through, you probably are fine. You walk through the double doors into the main area of the tavern, and there are a couple patrons there. Seems like people who are having after work drinks. It's really hard to tell what kind of time of day it is in Afterworlds. There's sort of like a general rise and fall of the sun, but like time is all wonky and wibbly wobbly. So it looks like some people have gotten off of shifts of something and are here having drinks after a hard day's work. There is a beautiful Air Genasi behind the bar. Her clothes are billowy and like sheer, and she's got long bell sleeves, and this little breeze just blows around her constantly. Her white hair is sort of up in this coif with little tendrils just flow all around her face. And she sees you come in, And I'm going to mute myself really quickly.
Anyone else just lose her?
Yes, I muted myself so that I could try to do the accent that I've been practicing this afternoon for Zephyr, hoping you'd go to the Broken Tavern Inn. And it is my best attempt at sounding like Aisling B. So we'll see how long I can keep this up. Hello, welcome so much to the Broken Tavern. My name is Zephyr, and I am very pleased to meet you all. She sounds a little bit like Roscoe do it because I've been doing that one too much. Okay. Take a seat anywhere, and I will be round to get your order in just a moment.
Actually, sorry. Do you have rooms to rent?
Oh, yes, I've got rooms right up the stairs. How many will you be needing? Oh, is your son is asleep? Oh no, are you a mother and son who've died?
No,
Yeah, is there a discount?
Sorry.
He's an adult
No,
man.
no,
man.
separation issues. Don't listen to her. So that we'll just
Has
is there a mother-son discount?
Oh yeah.
How many can sleep to a room?
Oh well, I could get a room for all four of you quite easily. If you'd all four like to stay together, but I can also do 2 rooms for you if that would be better.
How many beds? How many beds are in a room?
There are 2 there. I've got rooms with 2 beds. I've got rooms with 2 larger beds. I can set something up for you that's got 4 beds if you'd like 4 beds.
I think it would be great if we could have 2 rooms with 2 beds in them. Or
I think we should stay together. I think we should do 1 room.
Oh, okay. Well, can you do a 1 room with 4 beds?
Yes, I did.
You can sleep in the same bed as your baby.
That. Oh yes, you wouldn't want a mother and son to be separated, would you?
I elbow her.
Oh.
It's not subtle.
Oh, is there some infighting amongst you?
Well, see, we're having a fight over our son.
Is 2 beds cheaper or 4 beds cheaper, or they're the same price?
Well, for you, since you know the poor mothers and son are you an aunt? I'm very confused about this family dynamic, but I will accept it and move on. For you, just a song or a laugh will get you the room that you need.
I look at Amalite.
I also look at Amalite.
It breaks my heart when families come in all together.
I turn the doctor's head to also look at Amalite.
Oh, I'm not with them.
Your son's face is very wrinkly. You're not with them?
Not related. No.
Oh.
It's truly hard raising an old child as 2 single mothers.
You're gonna have to give me a deception check on that one, love.
2 single mothers?
Like, it's not going to lie, you guys. Ooh. Hang on. That wasn't because of anything exciting. I just clicked away from my page. 8.
Guys, we were gonna get the room so cheap, and you just had to lie, Amalite. Well, then you just had to go with it, like.
You know, now that I think about it, it is hard for me to get 4 beds manifested into a room all at once. So
just 2 is fine.
It's
we can
going
just get a room with 2 beds.
2 beds is more than fine. We'll work it out.
It's going to be 5 silver for the lot then. Thank you.
I give her 5 silver.
I had such a good joke.
Do you want to?
If our friends, if my wife's joke is very good, could we get a discount on that?
You can get an additional night if her joke is very good.
Well, why not, darling? Why don't you share your joke? Make sure it's appropriate for our son.
Of course, sweetness and love. And
I think she knows.
All right, Amalite, in your head you hear sweetness and love.
Oh no! Oh no!
This is your wife? that's it.
No.
And Zephyr just looks at you and goes,
That's amazing.
all right, so tell us the joke. This
Of
accent is
course.
all over the place. I did not
Wait,
practice this.
Wait. Before she tells the joke. Okay, I thought I had something that was like,
Make people
I
funny.
think Amalite sees Leica start to try to like prepare a spell to help her, and she pushes her aside and goes, I don't need it. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Tank,
Tank who?
you're welcome.
Give me a performance check.
like it doesn't.
26.
Zephyr starts laughing uncontrollably.
Damn straight.
Hilarious. Oh, I haven't had a good laugh like that in a while. Oh, it's so good that you can still find humor even though you've all I'm sorry. Anyway, back up to your room then. Do you all need food? I'd be happy to send you something round.
That would be incredible if you could set something up. Enough for all four of us, if you don't mind. He'll be waking up eventually. I hope. What the fuck? Sorry.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Sounds like
He
you've had a
will be
big
waking
day,
up
ma'am. So
eventually.
Yeah, sorry, we're new here.
why don't you go
so,
upstairs and
we've all just died, so we're having a bit of a
yes, no, I can tell. It's fine.
Yeah.
Going upstairs and I'll get something sent around for you.
It was really good we could die as a family. And then I am going up the stairs.
Great.
I'm gonna slip her like 2 extra silver.
Oh, thank you so much. And Zephyr goes back around behind the bar, and into the back. And you all go upstairs? All right. A few minutes later, you get a knock on the door and a servant brings you up some food.
Is Dr. Rumbletack still asleep?
Honestly, Erin, that's up to you at this point. There's been a lot of kerfuffle.
Yeah, I think he is. He's had a long day.
All
Okay.
right.
I think you know the way when your little cats are really sleepy and they have just hurt you and you know that they're mad at you, but they feel really bad. They kind of like snuggle up next to you. I think Amalite does that to Dr. Rumbletack.
Oh.
Leica's gonna take her poncho off and bunch it up into a pillow and lie down on the floor.
Rhea's just awkwardly sitting at a table by herself eating food.
Oh wait, no, sorry. I ate first.
Okay.
Is no one else gonna eat this? I guess I'll just have all of it. I don't.
Okay.
It's like,
She'll
great.
eat food for 4 people. She's okay. After that, then I guess, or I guess while we're eating, she'll be like, "So how you doing?" Yeah. Everyone else is
sorry.
asleep. Your wife and child.
Sorry, I think I'm having a bit of a time realizing that I'm dead.
Fair.
How are you doing? Surely we haven't had your trial yet. What was it like doing mine again? Because you've.
Oh,
well,
I
no,
wasn't there.
I've also done it again.
Mm-hmm. Remember, I was dead by the time that you did yours.
Yeah. So what I meant to say was for the first time,
I mean, it was fine. It was another monster to fight.
Can Amalite overhear this?
Yeah,
I'm trying to be
perception.
quiet necessarily.
I have a justification that I want to make, but I don't know time or place, and it feels like now.
Sure.
Okay, I think maybe I'll sit up and say, like, do you know what I did after you died and the barn collapsed and everything went to hell and all of us were on fire? Of course you don't. You were dead.
dead. I don't know what you expected me to answer that.
I jumped into a trough of water, and it is the only thing that made me sane. And it was great. It cooled me down. It got the ash off. It got the dirt off. It got the blood off. It's the only thing that woke me back up. And I don't know how to explain that to this genius little doctor. And that's canon.
I'm
It
sorry.
is.
I wish now that I know what choices I could have made, there were so many things I could have done differently that would have ended well with, you know, me not being here, but maybe and you not being here. And
No, don't take that on. I made bad choices in my life, and I'm still making bad choices in my death, and that's on me. You did what was right by you.
I don't think you're making bad choices now. I mean, dunking him in a bunch of water wasn't like very, like, it wasn't like nice, but it wasn't, you know, like bad either. It was out of goodness. And I think that's what really is important. You're trying to help people and you're trying to help yourself. And I think that's the only thing we can really do in a place like this. Because I don't know whether or not we're doing anything wrong or right, because none of this is supposed to exist and none of it is supposed to be real, and it's nothing I've ever heard or felt or learned about told me that this is what being dead would be like. But I think, you know, if I have to say anything, I'm happy that I get to be dead with you two, because I really feel like it's given me another chance to do my best for the people around me, for the people that I care about, and I want to do better by the two of you. I really do, and by the doctor too, especially now that he's my son.
Especially the doctor after a day like today. Yeah, I feel like I, in life, wasn't ever very good at helping people, but I'd like to be better at it. And I think in your own ways, you two are both very good at that. So make me better, please.
Let's all make all of us better.
Okay, but especially me. Okay, I wanted to be better first. Just let the record reflect.
But that implies that you're worse, which you're not. We're all just different.
Fine. Toss me a roll. I'm going back to bed.
Two of them coming up.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, after I finish eating, when I stand up, I'm gonna give Rhea like a shoulder squeeze. Not like a creepy one, just like a pat, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be like, the bed's all yours, by the way. I'm not great with beds. And then I'm gonna fluff up and I'm gonna sleep face down in my poncho.
Rhea is also not great with beds, but feels awkward about both of us sleeping on the floor. So she is going to very uncomfortably sleep in the bed. She just like flat on her back on top of the covers.
We're all gonna out martyr each other.
It's not even a martyr
Nobody
thing.
can sleep on bed.
She's used to sleeping on the ground.
So it's like,
Yeah.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me? It's Perrin the Laughter. The darkness doesn't want me issuing this transmission, but stay tuned every other week. I'll be trying to deliver more intense messages to you, perhaps through the bonus actions. We'll see. So far, those are just things like fan art that the girls have made themselves and interviews. Rather boring. We should get some pranks in there. Anyway, follow us on all the socials. I'm going to try and do more messages over things like TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow so that we can link all the things together. It's all interconnected. Also, we've got to buy me a coffee. And if you think outfits like this are great, Buy us more coffee so that I can get more outfits. Really, Param likes to look pretty. Remember, you're champions and scholars, and you have great boobs. Goodbye.
You've all marked off that you had a long rest, yes? Excellent. Okay. So after about 8 hours by your estimation, whatever it takes in afterward for your bodies to reset and have a full night's sleep, you wake up on the floor face down, having not moved since when you laid down. Rhea on top of the covers in the bed with your hands on your stomach, looking like a corpse. Dr. Rumbletag, as you wake up, you feel a warm, furry body next to you, just sort of curled up back against you. And you realize that it's Amalite in bed with you, but not in a weird way. You're both still fully clothed, but it is slightly confusing. You were tucked in nicely. You got a full night's rest.
Is she asleep still?
Amalite, do you usually sleep in?
If I can sleep, I sleep. So I think like I feel very safe and protected here. So I'm still asleep.
Okay. So if she's like curled up next to me, I think he's just gonna like take a minute and just have some like emotional reckoning with the fact that like this type of situation isn't a type of situation he's woken up to in a long time, like next to like a like a warm loving body, and so he's just gonna like sit there for a minute and just kind of take it in for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then he's going to try to sneak out of the bed to start to make some notes.
All right.
Start to what?
Sneak out of the bed to try to just like start taking notes.
Okay. I didn't hear take
Okay.
notes. I was like, to try to what?
Do you
I
want
heard
to do?
make smoothies.
Yeah, that's what I heard
I
too.
heard something very different as well.
Sorry, guys.
Dr. Rumbletag, make those smoothies. Can you
I
give
was
me a
like,
spell check
sweet,
for me?
this is the best.
I apologize in advance. Actually, 15. Not bad.
All right. What's your
Yeah.
passive perception, Amalite?
Oh, it's 18.
Oh.
Okay. So you do feel Jerome getting out of bed, but you can tell that he's trying to do it so that he doesn't disturb you. So you can do with that what you will.
Yeah, I let him have it. And also I'm so dang comfortable.
Do you do that thing that cats do where they roll into the warm spot that you just left?
Yes.
Aw.
Doctor, when you get up, Rhea is actually already up because as an elf, she only sleeps for 4 hours. Is there like a window in our room, Rachel?
There is, yeah, there can be. There's one window. So your room is sort of like in the middle of the hall of rooms. So you've got one window looking out. It looks across to a skyscraper building.
Cool. Is it big enough? Is there like a big enough ledge that Rhea could be like sitting on it, or like be sort of, I don't know, like have like sitting on it and supporting yourself with her feet up on the opposite wall, or would she need to be sitting in a chair if she wanted to be sitting by the window?
Sitting in a chair more so. It's not a very thick ledge. You could probably make it work with opening the window to sort of wedge yourself in there, but it's not necessarily going to be the most comfortable or least precarious.
How loud is it outside?
It's like early morning bustle kind of a thing.
Okay.
People on their
I
way to
think-
work, some
Yeah.
sellers of food, you know.
She's used to being like not in cities. So I think she like opened the window and is sort of like sitting in the window with like one sort of side with one like up on the wall and then one like still like down on the floor inside the room.
Okay.
And has, do we have coffee? A cup of coffee in her hand.
Sure. Yeah, you've got coffee.
And when she sees Jerry,
You can
wake
say
up,
that
so-
you like called down or went down earlier, got like a carafe of coffee, brought it back up to the room with enough mugs for everyone.
Cool.
And we're assured that it would stay hot.
Oh, nice.
So
So when she sees Jerry get up, she just sort of nods towards the table and says, "There's coffee." And also has during the night put a blanket over Leica.
Oh, thank you. Did that just appear or
No, I got it from downstairs.
bless you. And then he goes and pours himself a cup and then begins to write at the table as well.
I'll probably wake up a few minutes after them. Just because they probably, 8 hours. I'm waking up.
Mhm.
Never really thought about how Leica wakes up before, so
This coffee is like the best coffee that you've ever had. Also, just as a side note, very flavorful.
The best coffee I've ever had. It's amazing.
It reminds you, Rumbletack. It reminds you of the coffee that you had on East Pickeppin, and it's just like a little bit spiced, like a little bit cinnamon spiced, and very delicious.
okay. So when I wake up, I'm gonna like awkwardly push up myself because I'm sleeping on my face, and sit up and say, "What is that smell?
Coffee." And I nod towards the table.
What is that?
Coffee?
You've never had coffee before.
No."
Oh, you simply must. Should she simply must? What do you think?
I don't know. Good question.
Is it like a hearty drink? Is it
It
do you have it instead of breakfast or do you have it with breakfast?
with you. I am hungry. I didn't. Is it possible to be hungry here? Am I hungry?
Right, we shouldn't be able to be hungry, but I ate last night.
Yeah. I might go down and get some. You should have the coffee that it helps your brain start to work in the morning. Does anyone want anything else while I'm out?
You want to
I
just bring
think
up some bread and cheese?
If you want to, yeah, enough for 4.
Great. I don't know if this is an offensive question, but
He eats bread and cheese, yeah.
okay, great.
Don't worry.
And walks out and goes downstairs.
All right.
Maybe we should have warned him that that you've been calling him your son. But
Oh, I've completely forgot about that.
real quick question, Rachel.
Yeah.
Did Rhea have any dreams while she was meditating?
No.
Backstory question.
She did not.
Yeah.
She did not have any dreams. You had a
I thought
dreamless
that
night.
might be the case. Wow. Sorry. Okay,
Is this
continue.
a good thing? Is this a bad thing? I don't know.
It's a really great thing.
Oh, good.
All right, Dr. Rumbletech, you get downstairs and you see behind the bar a beautiful air genasi. Her hair is braided around her head. She's got these tendrils of this white hair just sort of floating around her. She's got a little capelet. All of her clothes are very like wispy and flow in this slight breeze that is constantly flowing around herself. And she looks over at you and she goes, hello, love. You're the son.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I haven't been called anything like that in a very long time. But I was actually wondering, my group is looking to get some breakfast, and I was wondering if it's possible to get some up to our room, perhaps some bread and cheese, something like that.
You're not a child, are you, love?
It's been a very long time since I've been a child.
Mm-hmm.
Although it does confuse people sometimes with my height. I am rather small.
You are, love, but that's nothing to be ashamed of here. I can see you're a gnome. You're a gnome. You're a gnome, yes? Yes. I can see it now. Clear, plain as day, plain as day. I can get you some bread and cheese. Fortunately, unfortunately, the bread and cheese that we carry here is of the finest manifested quality. So it is a gold for the whole meal for the 4 of you.
Racking up the prices because y'all lied to her.
I'm gonna give you an insight check.
Great. Oh no. 11.
That seems right.
Cool.
I mean, it seems a little high, but you're assuming that the girls, like the rest of the group must have taken, this must be a higher establishment than you think it is as far as food goes. You didn't eat any food last night, so you don't know, but.
And whatever, the economy in death is all sorts of weird anyway.
Really
so
yeah.
I don't think I have money. I'm trying to find my money in D&D Beyond.
It should be in your inventory. You should have like a
Yeah, and then it should show up on like the top of your
currency.
inventory.
Nope, I got nothing. I'm terribly sorry. I don't actually have any currency. Let me try and manifest some. And he's going to try and manifest gold. Does that work?
Hold on there, love. What else can you do? You seem to be a gnome of some intelligence. You were very tired. You were very tired yesterday, but you do seem to be a gnome of some intelligence. I've completely given up on an Irish accent.
I thought it was quite lovely, and yes, I do have some intelligence. Is there something perhaps? And he opens his jacket and takes Pid out, and is like, I have a small assistant. She could potentially help with some.
Would you look at that? Oh, I would be so excited to have a little thing. To have a little.
I'm sorry to clarify, not permanently. She belongs with me, but for the morning, certainly to help with labor around the inn would be manageable.
Well, that sounds just perfect for me. Sure. What did you say her name was again?
Her name is Pid.
Pid. Well,
P-I-D.
P-I-D. Hello, little Pid. It is lovely to meet you. She shakes Pid's little hand. Pid just goes, beep, beep. Beep, beep. She looks at you like kind of. Beep, beep.
Lovely. You'll do just fine. Please serve this woman in whatever way she needs for the morning, and then I will be back to pick you up later.
Beep. Pid raises one of her little robot arms that I'm sure she has and gives you a salute and flies around Zephyr. And it's just like, and Zephyr laughs hysterically. And it's like, all right, come on with me to the back. We'll see if we can't get you set up with something to do. She brings you out a beautiful array of cheese and jams and bread for breakfast that you can take upstairs.
Perfect. Oh, Thank you so much.
I just got genuinely excited. I was like, oh my God, yay, I am hungry. I was like, that sounds so good.
It does sound good though. All right.
Miss, I'm sorry, I did not ask your name. I'm Dr. Rumbletack, Jerome Rumbletack.
I'm Zephyr. Lovely to meet you. And she holds out her hand.
He is holding the plate, and so he can't actually manage both at the same time.
She waves you off. She laughs and waves you off.
Gives a little bow. He's like, thank you. And waddles up the stairs. gets back to the door, taps on the door with his foot. I come bearing breakfast.
I'll open it for him.
Here you are.
And I'll take
jams
the-
and bread.
I'll take the tray. I think, thank you, doctor. This looks incredible. How much did this cost? Did you put it on the tab, or should we pay you back?
Pid is just going to help downstairs for a little bit.
Oh, that's so nice of her.
Very nice woman downstairs, Miss Zephyr. She was very kind.
Yes, she's quite the host.
You didn't say anything weird or confusing?
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary, no.
Good.
Right.
Like is gonna put like an entire roll in her mouth.
I'm gonna throw a roll at Amalite.
Oh. I'm gonna roll over.
Breakfast.
You roll onto the roll.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Amalite, you're lying on bread.
Get off of it.
Amalite, you're lying on bread.
Are we still dead?
We're still dead, but also food is real. So wake up. There's
Neither
bread.
of those things are certain, actually, just to keep the debate open. And goes back to writing in his notes and eating a little piece of toast with jam.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like
the
longer we're here, the fewer alternate explanations I can make sense to me.
I don't know. I'm feeling significantly less dead every time I do things that like live people do, like bleed and eat and sleep. I'm not feeling particularly dead. And I'm not even talking about how this is completely not like what I expected for death to be spiritually. I'm talking about like, and you know, this isn't something I know much about, doctor, but like logically, I feel like when you're dead, you don't do that anymore.
Well, to be fair, no one has known what it's like to be dead. I mean, technically, you know, with the spells that can bring people back to life, there is the ability to do so, but it's very rare that people remember anything from that time. Although
there's ghosts.
As you speak about how you feel like it's unreasonable or strange that somebody who's dead would need to eat, you feel your desire for food go away. It's as if you're full.
Can that happen while I'm like halfway through biting and do a roll?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can just be like, I'm not sure what I just did, but
you're not hungry.
I don't want to eat anymore. Am I dying? Have I accepted death?
I don't know. Approximately how many minutes were you eating before you lost your appetite?
About 3, maybe.
Is that
Could I still taste the roll, or did it like taste like nothing?
No, you could still taste the roll. The roll still tastes like the roll. Everything still smells like food. Everything still tastes like food.
I'm no longer hungry.
You're no longer hungry.
Maybe it's just like a very filling roll, actually, doctor. That could be someone else eat a roll and let me know if you feel.
Rhea shoves an entire roll in her mouth.
Rhea, you'll choke. Well, does it fucking matter if you choke?
I'm still hungry.
Okay, so
Rhea's gonna try and think. I can't bleed, and try and cut herself with a dagger.
Okay.
You just try and cut yourself?
Yeah.
So you have thought to yourself, I can't bleed.
Yeah, she's just trying to.
But this is
like
more
focused.
this is more like a thought experiment.
Yes, she's trying to see if since Leica was being like, it's weird that we should need to eat. I have a 15 wisdom, so I feel like yeah.
Yeah.
She's trying to do the I can't bleed. and tries to just cut the back of her arm.
Rhea, don't. There's people eating.
I'm already dead.
You
I
still
know,
bleed.
but it's gross,
I still
Rhea.
bleed.
Mhm.
I gotta
Great. Now all
pull out a strip
that,
and
all you've proved is that you have no manners, so you're happy now.
did we think I had manners before?
When did
You
we
went
ever
to the
think
doctor's
that?
Stomach.
Is that a normal part of your waking routine, Miss?
She does
Freya?
that all the time. It's just.
Okay, I usually only do it in battle.
To
For a
be fair,
reason.
this is the first time I've seen her do it over the breakfast table.
You had just been talking about how it was weird that you needed to eat food and then you all of a sudden stopped being hungry. So I wanted to see if I could convince, if we decided something about our existence here, if it could manifest.
Can I grab the knife out of her hand and try and cut
No,
myself?
I'm gonna try and stop that.
Do I need to make
Yeah,
it?
it didn't work.
No, I need you guys to make I'm gonna have them be opposing dexterity checks.
I'm so
So this
fucked.
is basically to see who is faster.
Just regular dex, not a save, just a roll.
Not a save, just a roll. Just an ability check. Oh, what did you get?
What did you get?
I got a natural 20 for a total of 22.
Nice.
I got a natural
and
Oh.
I flip it out of the way and sheath it again. Sheath the back of my boot.
Mhm.
Okay.
I
know it doesn't work.
I walk
when I
up-
hold up my arm.
Wait. So you do that, and then I'm trying to think of like the most appropriate but still funny self-destruct, because I was like, I slammed my head on the table.
No, I walk up behind Leica and I see that she's like going through a thought experiment, and I take out a nail and I just kind of slice a little bit of her arm.
It's still
Oh, thank you. Do I bleed?
It wells up a little bit, but it's not nearly as much blood as you think that it should be. You still feel it though.
That hurt though?
It
I
doesn't
shake
hurt.
my
It
arm.
doesn't hurt as much as it might have.
I shake my arm, like being like,
Are you trying to see
less-
are you trying to see if it'll bleed more? What are you trying to do?
yeah, I'm being like, that's less blood than
As
that would
soon
be normal.
As soon as you start to shake it to see if it'll bleed more, it bleeds like normal.
Could you do that again, Amalite?
No.
Please?
No, that was a one and done.
I'll heal it, Amalite.
So it does seem like there's something to the whole.
Well,
we
the
can
other
maybe
arm.
manifest something.
This
For
one.
some
Let's do
reason,
this
you're
one.
better at it than me.
Do this one, Amalite.
I don't know,
I'll
Jury,
heal it.
what do we think?
I'll
This
heal it
time-
immediately. I'm a healer. Just give
How about this? How about this, Leica? When we go into the next trial, why don't we all try and go in there believing we're already dead so we can't take damage?
I'm gonna make another grab for her knife.
It's in my boot.
I know.
Okay.
Make an attack roll at disadvantage because she is gonna see
Oh,
you
come
coming and
on!
roll away. What did
I
you
rolled a
roll?
19.
All right, we'll roll again because it's at disadvantage because it's in her boot and she's in my. You got 2 19s? What's your armor class, Rhea?
Not that. It's 16.
All right, you dive at Rhea's feet. I'm talking like just full on under the table, dive at her feet, and you grab the knife and roll away before she can get you. But now you're both
gonna
on the floor.
I'm gonna grab it and just boop my thumb in like an extremely counter expected move, like
It-
big dramatic roll, grab, and then I'm gonna go dook.
It bleeds like normal.
Can I have my dagger back now?
But the first time it didn't bleed until I
You know, it is possible that other people have done experiments like this, and I think perhaps if they did, they would have records of such a thing at the library.
I'm picking my teeth with your
Yeah,
knife.
I'm gonna
while I
snatch
think.
my dagger back.
Yeah, she takes her dagger back.
I perhaps think it might be worth a visit. It might even tell us things before we go to our next trial.
I think that's a good idea. I'd like to learn more, and if there's a way we can get ahead of all of this by convincing ourselves we're not as dead as we're supposed to be. Yeah.
I'm on board for that, but I also just feel like chances are good that that type of information is not going to be in the library, because I feel like the people who want us to go through these trials don't want to make it easy on us.
I can see that
Are they
Leica has a
expecting people
question.
to go to the library, though?
Quick question, Rachel.
Yeah.
Once I started bleeding normally again, am I hungry again?
Tell me like a thought process behind it.
Behind
The bleeding and the hunger. Once she starts bleeding like normal again, does she believe that her, like, what does she believe about the hunger part of it?
she
What's her gut instinct about it?
her gut instinct is I don't know. Can you give me options? I'm
Like, if
clearly
you're-
not thinking in the same line.
That's okay. So just think it through. You're Leica. Amalite cut you a little bit. It wasn't bleeding very much, but then you grabbed it and started to shake it to see if it would bleed more.
Okay, Leica shakes her
Did
stomach.
started bleeding like normal
Leica truffle shuffles herself.
to see if she'll become hungry again.
Yes.
You are hungrier than you have ever been.
You're gonna laugh at me, but I think if you shake yourself, you feel more real. I'm starving again. Whatever Amalite's eating, I'm gonna rip it out of her hand and eat it.
Oh, this is the girl who was talking about manners. Look at her go.
I think maybe you're just sort of transferring the shaking to like a mental decision. I don't think the shaking is actually what's doing.
Well, it's what's done it both times. I'm no scientist, but that seems like a
Correlation.
correlation.
It could be. We don't have quite enough data to be able to draw conclusions, but that is a
I
very
can
good line of thinking, Miss Leica.
I can shake more of myself.
Perhaps not. Perhaps we should go and search for other
Try
data.
to shake a foot.
You start to shake your foot. You're shaking
Yeah.
your foot.
Great. And then I do the hokey pokey and I turn myself around.
You do it.
And that's what it's all about.
I just think we have a very limited data set. We don't know how this changes over time. We don't know if it has anything to do with your pasts as warriors. I think it would be good to look into other information.
But if it had to do with our past as warriors, then why are you here?
I meant the reaction that you are having to the bleeding more or less thing.
So we should find people who aren't warriors and see if they bleed?
That's not what I meant. And he like takes like half a step back.
Oh no, Doctor, not you. Not you. We wouldn't do that to you.
Really?
Of course not.
All right, I think if you want to go to the library, let's go to the library so that we can then go and do the next memory trial. Honestly, just save time.
I'm gonna shove I'm imagining they're like kolaches. I'm gonna shove like 6 kolaches in my mouth.
Excellent.
I'm very hungry.
You are. All right. Leica shoves 6 kolaches into her mouth. The breakfast, you finish up your breakfast. You look on your little map. You remind yourself where the library is, how to get there from the Broken Tavern. And everybody collects themselves and off you head to the library. Zephyr is going to keep Pid with her until what is she considers to be about midday at the very least. So she's still got Pid for the rest of the morning. So Pid will not be with you in the library.
Cool. It's fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen to her. I'm not worried. It's all great.
It's all fine. And that is where we're going to say goodnight for today, or goodbye for today. And we will see you next time with the library and some more memory trials.
The library!
Yeah!
Woo!
Thank thank you so much for joining us in Afterworld.
Ugh, I gotta eat more chips.